All right, so let's talk about some advanced hypnosis techniques that you can learn. So if you're watching this video, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me the love hearts. I love the love hearts. It's just a thing that I really like. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, tap on it, hit the bell as well so that you can get updates on when we're releasing more and more videos. So let's talk about some advanced techniques today. So, this has been a basic NLP and hypnosis training, okay? You will be able to take the scripts in the next module and help people with relaxation, sleep, intuition, and weight issues. If you are watching this and you don't have the manual, please tap on the link down below. You can sign up to receive that. You can also study more advanced techniques that are required to help people with pain and smoking, fears and phobias, anxiety, depression. These are much deeper problems that are going on. But all of these scripts for relaxation, sleep, intuition, and weight issues are available in the manual, okay? So I'm going to share with you a list of advanced techniques that you may be interested in learning in our modern mentoring. Okay, so there's fractionation. This is where you test your hypnosis, because do you really know if somebody is under hypnosis or not? This is extremely powerful, and it's actually a technique that a lot of hypnotists don't do. Hey, I've been to a lot of hypnotists in my time, and even when I'm teaching my students, when I'm live on stage and stuff like that, I teach them a bit of fractionation. They're just like, oh wow, I was never taught to do that. And this is one of those techniques that I wasn't very good at quit smoking hypnosis. Like, I'll be real with you, I was absolutely shit house at it. And then when I actually started using this technique, all of a sudden it was like boom, I just had this really great thing that all of a sudden people were just like, wow, I'm getting so many of the results. And this is all about testing the hypnosis. Parts integration is where you talk to different parts with your client. So your client will actually be talking to you whilst they're under hypnosis, and you're talking to the different parts of them and what is going on. Parts integration is probably one of my favorite techniques because you can really get to a core of an issue and you can solve other problems whilst you're there. Because as much as, sure, maybe they did quit smoking, but then all of a sudden that led to something else. So maybe they substituted the problem, or they segued from it, or they came back, sort of thing. So parts can really open up so much for your client. Anchoring is where you're solidifying positive emotions. I love doing anchoring, and I do a lot of anchoring with my stage hypnosis as well. And this is where you can get people to, really go much deeper, and they forget their name and all this sort of stuff. So it's really huge stuff. Mapping across is where you take the negative to the positive. So that's where you can have food habits and stuff like that. So if somebody really loves, let's just say chocolate, and you can actually help them with hypnosis to get to a stage where they actually hate chocolate just with mapping across hypnosis. I love doing that technique, and it's really good fun. Gestalting is all about healing the past life. So gestalting goes into the deeper part of past lives. Have you been on this realm before? Maybe you were here 7 generations ago or something like that. So it's all about healing the past life. And that's where it brings the spiritual side into the hypnosis realm. Induced catalepsy is really fun. I had this done when I did my training, and like, I'm a big girl, I admit that, and you go completely stiff. They put my head on one chair and just the tips of my feet, my ankles on another chair, and then because I was so stiff, they then stood on my stomach. It was like the best plank I've ever done in my freaking life, okay? So induced catalepsy is where you can create stiffness in your client. Switch patterns is where you change an identity. So you can take someone from what they used to think they were believing to a whole new identity, and all of a sudden they're like, wow, I am confident, I am good, I am beautiful, whatever it is that they need to believe. Scramble patterns is where you can eliminate old habits. So it's really a confusion technique, and the brain literally becomes scrambled, and they're just like, what? What old problem? I did a scramble pattern on a client not long ago, and when she came in for the next session, I said to her, so how's that old problem? And she's like, what old problem? She just could not remember it at all. Spiral patterns are where you reduce pain. I love using the spiral patterns for reducing pain in clients, and it's where we can actually take the pain out of the mental process, because people hold on to a lot of pain from the past, and spiral patterns will allow you to help remove that for them. Color therapy can heal the mind and the body. So I love doing color therapy, especially with my pain clients as well. And it also is really great for more in-depth sleep patterns. And color therapy can really help people to resonate. I had one particular client that She was very, very uptight, and she was always believing that she should have been a hippie. And when we did some color therapy for her, all of a sudden she just let loose and she just flowered and bloomed into her true self. So color therapy is fantastic for people who are really struggling with who they are, because it can heal the mind and body. It's kind of like they feel like this body wasn't meant for them, or this sexuality wasn't meant for them, and that's where the color therapy can come in and help them out. Amnesia is the inability for the client to recall events. So they literally get to a stage where they're like, I don't remember. I can't remember. So amnesia is really, really great for clients who have gone through some severe trauma, sexual abuse or anything like that, so that they just don't recall the event anymore because it doesn't matter. Havening is where you're resetting the amygdala. So the amygdala is a tiny little organ in your brain, gland in your brain, one or the other. And it's where we actually reset the amygdala. And your clients literally do this at the end of it. They're just like, what just happened? I did it with one client when I was very first starting as a testing motion, and he sat there and he's like, what? I don't even remember what we were talking about. What? I'm going to go get a coffee. And off he went. So it's where we reset the amygdala, and we actually take out that whole old filing system, and we get rid of some of the paperwork that's been stacked up in the brain. CBT creation is where we, like I spoke about in another video, is where we create cognitive behavioral tasks in between sessions. So we teach you all of that in our modern mentoring, because there are some do's and don'ts that you must put into place when you're doing your CBT creations. Quantum unconsciousness is all about the out-of-body experience. What are you that's more than this? How are you connected to the universe? The butterfly effect, per se, something that's happening all across the other side of the world that's vibrating, is actually affecting me. What I'm doing here is actually affecting you. So that's quantum unconsciousness. It's all about the out-of-body experiences. I've done this with quite a few clients when it comes to their pain and stuff like that, and it has just been absolutely phenomenal. Whoop. Wow. Don't know what happened there. We also have confusion techniques, and this is where we bypass difficult clients. So these are the clients that are very analytical. Hypnosis doesn't work on me. I can't relax. I don't know how to do this. They're always very frigid sort of thing. So the confusion technique will help you bypass those difficult clients and get them to just drop into hypnosis. They're very, very easy to do. You've just got to get it right. So that's why you do need to practice. Regression to cause or effect bridge is where you find the core of an issue, and this is just some basic techniques of where you can get the client to tap into their own resources. I actually did this not long ago down at the pool comp room when we were playing pool. So one of my my colleagues, or one of my team members I should say, she was having an issue with some stuff that was going on, and I just did some regression to cause with her, and she came up with her own resources, and all of a sudden she's like, Trish, you're fantastic, this is great, I'm going to go do that. And I'm like, I didn't do anything, but you know what, whatever. So that's where she was tapping into the core of the issue so that she knew what to do. Barnum effects are accepting the true information. So Barnum effects are fascinating. I love Barnum effects. It's the language of psychics as well, and it's where you're accepting the truth. I use Barnum effects with in my free consult when it comes to quit smoking clients, because some of them say that they want to quit, but then they don't really want to quit. I do have some clients that go through the sessions and they're like, yes, I want to quit, yes, I want to quit, yes, I want to quit, or yes, I want to lose weight. And then we use some Barnum effects, and all of a sudden they're like, you know what, I actually don't want to lose weight. I think the problem is this instead. So we start using that instead. We also have regression, which is eliminating fears and phobias. And that's where you'll actually step in. You're like, okay, here we go. Let's work on this fear or phobia so that this person can get over this problem. Like, you know, there's some people that go into physical meltdowns when they see a dog or something like that. So regression is fantastic for all of those sorts of things, and it can really, really help your client shift from that uncontrollable fight, flight, or freeze state to gathering back their power and their resources, okay? So you can learn all of this in the modern mentoring. Oh, where am I pressing my buttons? We also have chunking, and that's where you're finding the emotional link to the physical outcome. So I use chunking a lot in my IBS hypnosis protocol. So I do hypnosis for irritable bowel syndrome, celiacs, Crohn's disease, and stuff like that. So chunking is really great for finding that emotional link to the physical outcome, because we're all controlled by our emotions. The emotions just come out, and then that leads to the action, just like I explained at the start of the course in the structure of reality. So you can learn all of these techniques and many more in the modern mentoring, as well as hypnosis for menopause, pain, IBS, anxiety, depression, quit smoking. There's heaps and heaps of stuff in there. You can also learn things like how to do your recordings, get your products online. You know, we do the web pages, we do the whole kit and caboodle for you. So you can learn all of this in our modern mentoring, and the link is down in the description. So please join me in the next video. I'm going to be talking all about the scripts that you will be receiving in the manual. So we'll go through some of those, and you can start going out there and helping people with some of these problems. So otherwise from that, have an awesome day, everybody. Bye-bye.